be able to announce Antonia Baehr, our second presenter of today. Antonia Baehr is a choreographer, performer, filmmaker, visual artist. She studied film and media arts at the Hochschule der Künste in Berlin with Valley Export, and completed a master in performance with Lynn Dixon at the Art Institute of Chicago. Since 2006, she has been a guest professor at several European colleges. Baehr has made numerous productions for the stage, including Ringen, Lachen, My Dog is My Piano, and Abecedarium Testiarium, which have been presented in venues all over the world. She has taken part in diverse group exhibitions and published a number of books. In collaboration with Sabine Erkens, Baehr also produced the radio plays Abecedarium Testiarium, Affinitaten und Tiermetaphern, and Misses and Mysterium, both broadcast on WDR 2. Baehr is also the producer of the horse whisperer and dancer Werner Hirsch, the musician and choreographer Henri Fleur, the composer Henri Wild, and the aspirant new music composer and ex-husband Henry Wilde. I will give a presentation lecture performance with a beautiful but jaw-breaking title, Tentacles of Affinity, in the open meshes of relations, or, here we go, the vampyroteuthis infernalis and their threats. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this elaborate introduction that I didn't expect. It's very good. I will not have to say it again. So I will talk about the topic, which is as we said, okay, you know it. And so it will be some little bits taken here and there of relations or relationality, which also has been called affinities or kinships, or there's also this concept of string figures that maybe this has been familiar to you as you. Yes, Donna Haraway likes this word, for example. It's this game that you do with strings, through the ficelle in French. And it's also like a way of talking about relationality. Yes. The word I like is affinities, but I also like to talk about constellations. So that is like the sky, and you have this stars, and they are making the big bear and the small bear and creating these constellations. There was also a term used by Annie Warburg to make links between pictures and times and different images. So he was, for example, lecturing in front of a blackboard and pinning images and doing a strings between these images of different times and different classes. Like, for example, a stand from postal stand and a Greek sculpture. Anyway, let's start at the beginning. Let's start with this beautiful popo of a buttock of a peacock. This is, if you want to enter this website that is called Makeup Productions, you have to click on the buttock, and there I would like to read to you the manifesto of the Makeup Productions. So let's pretend we are online, and we click. So it's too small, so I will read this out loud for you. Makeup Productions Manifesto. Makeup Productions is a Berlin-based performing arts production company. Officially founded in 2004, we represent a body of works that has been developing continuously since 1992, and also includes music projects, films, video installations, and publications. We don't revolve around one central director's name. The activities and identities of the group of artists we represent are linked through collaboration, economical or social contracts. Some members might share the same biological body, yet we treat constructed bodies with the same respect as biological ones because we presuppose the latter are constructions as well. Behind the makeup, we find no truth, but true makeup. And then you can click on the true makeup. And then it's, what opens now is like a folding game, you know, like this game where you fold it and then you draw the head and then somebody else draws the, yeah. So here in the beginning, it says, the work we represent falls in between categories of art genres as choreographical, musical, and theatrical performance, as well as categories of gender as male and female identities. This falling in between is due to complex strategies of appropriation within these categories and conventions. Okay. We appropriate a theatrical situation, like the pop concert, the proscenium theater, and we look at it as if in a mirror. The relation between audience and stage may suggest a cultural concept, such as the contemplation of a landscape, the witnessing of an experiment in a laboratory, the zoo, the diorama, or the relation between fans and star. Or we treat the fourth wall, the imaginary wall that separates the stage from the audience, as a glass wall or a mirror, reflecting on both sides. Okay. We appropriate a chosen gender performativity for ourselves through cross-dressing, through drag, driven by our desire to construct who we are ourselves, rather than letting society do this alone. We make ourselves up. We are dandies, old men, neuter of gender, drag kings and queens. We appropriate professions like choreographer, dancer, musician, names and biographies, in order to pursue our fantasies, achieve a better career, and find a seat in the world. We research the fiction of everyday life performance and the fiction of theater. We put on makeup, wigs, whiskers, and jeans. We play switching power games of giving instructions and executing them, and we look how it feels. We make temporary contracts with each other concerning collaboration forms or social structures. We teach each other and we learn from each other. We invent each other and then we marry. We'll look at that a little later in detail. We treat our faces and bodies as mirrors and landscapes. We make a play, watching it like a landscape or a phase where feelings pass by like light weather changes. We make work that starts with ourselves. We ask ourselves what it is to be human. What is it to be a human on display on a theater stage? We laugh on command, instruct ourselves to look sad, smile, walk, breathe, grab an object, stand. We use ourselves as guinea pigs for human experiments. We play with control and being controlled. We make up secrets and tricks. We make up an audience and we look at it. Last one. We make the pieces we would like to see and haven't seen yet. So that was the first peek into a constellation, the makeup productions constellation. And now we look at another constellation that has to do with drag. I like this term very much, drag. That is, does it resonate to you? Okay, so we imagine like drag queens, drag kings, maybe a campy way of cross-dressing, but always based on desire. So it would be different than Carnival, for instance. But yeah, so that is the imagery. What I like about it, that has to do with desire. And then we can talk about expanded drag. Like for instance, temporal drag. What would be that? So this is something that, like a term that was like, I think first Elizabeth Freeman in Time Bands talks about. And then there's this, Pauline Coudry and Renate Lorenz took it on, and many of their pieces are around that. So, for example, it would be, I will say this example. So, for example, there is the performer Werner Hirsch, who is in temporal drag as Annie Jones, a bearded lady that actually lived in the turn of the century, and Werner Hirsch in drag as Annie Jones with a beard and long hair like this, is giving a lecture in a theater quite like this one here, and here it's quite empty, and it's a 19th century auditorium like this one, but it's empty. So this would be, and then there's more to it, and the film is called N.O. Body. But this would be like something that would be called temporal drag. So the term drag hints at the long history of travesty and sex, of gender crossings as performances and performative practices that restage gender norms and normative desires in candy, hyperbolic, and ironic ways. But the most interesting thing about drag is not, for me, is not that it repeats norms or repeats them wrongly, but that it introduces a distance to norms and processes of subjection. And the temporal aspect would introduce a crossing of linear temporalities. So, drag. Drag and marriage. And I want to present to you this little book. It's a true story, and it is called A Very Wild Story. The True Story of the Marriage of Ida and Henry Wilde by Ida Wilde. And then we can also talk about if marriage is a dance or not, but this we keep for later. So you can't see all the lovely pictures in here, but I will pass it around. Eine wirklich wilde Geschichte, die wahre Geschichte der Ehe von Ida und Henry Wilde. When Ida, who was not yet really Ida, arrived in Berlin, she was taken by her uncle, who was not really her uncle, to the house of Henry, who was not yet really Henry. And there's a drawing, it's in Victorian style. I don't want to go. Said the little speaker. And then it's translated in German and in Hebrew. The two immediately got along very well, while drinking lots of absinthe in Henry's untidy studio. What a mess. Shortly after this, Ida, who had become Ida, and Henry, who had become Henry, married and became Ida and Henry Wilde, uniting two extraordinarily grand families. Okay. Mostly everyone in the family lived in Berlin and were not always who they were, and not everyone was always very happy. So this is an excerpt of Ida's book, which was the size of this board, and we lived together, as it says here, it's true, and she was always making big soups for everybody coming by, and also redrawing the family constellations. So lots of these people are different people also. So there's a lot of AKAs. And it kept changing all the time, and she had to refigure it all the time. And this is over several years. Henry began to rely on Ida's good taste in cotton and tweed, and Ida often faithfully cut Henry with very gentlemanly friseur. How lovely. Though they never slept in the same bed, they often shared the Badezimmer. Henry often had many chappish young gentlemen come and go, and he liked to talk to Ida about them. Ida was generally concerned with the amount of linen she had acquired and the frequency with which she changed it. Henry liked very much to work in a studio, and then he liked to smoke and watch other people doing things. Human artifice. Ida liked to read in bed, and then she liked to garden and listen to other people saying things. Human nature. They were happily happy, though it was sometimes very cold in winter. I just don't know what the perfect gender is for me. Never mind. Both of them very often sat in the kitchen, and there they would talk very much and smoke late into the night. Sometimes they would finish and sometimes they wouldn't. What? They often worried about art. Boring. Though never in the company of family. And then there's an afterword, an epilogue by Guy Bensky. That is also very lovely, but I'm not going to read it. Instead, I'm going to pass this to you. So yes, since this is a true story, it may be, I think, like a lot of it is performance, what is not, and what is public and what is private. And it's quite funny because there's this book, but there's also me talking to you about it and then making it somehow something art. But if I wouldn't talk to you about it, it wouldn't be probably question mark. Also, it's important to, one thing that I must say, it's an unconsummated marriage. Yeah, eine unvollzogene Ehe. Mariage non consommé. And so, yes, she's my ex-wife now, but she wants to remarry, I heard. And now we move on to another So, another constellation in the sky. And then we can also like make the strings in our own fantasy or later. That's now. And we want to do an interview with Werner Hirsch. So I think you introduced Werner Hirsch a little bit earlier, but yeah, I think that's enough to start the interview. Let me sit down for that. Technology, yes. Werner Hirsch, are you in contact with us? Are you there? Are you ready to talk about transforming relations, dance and difference? Yes, I am here. I am in contact with you. Great. Werner Hirsch, can you tell us something about yourself, your biography? I am a horse whisperer, and I occasionally work as a performer and actor. For instance, in the films by Audrey and Renate Lorenz. I also work as a filmmaker. I made this film called Kings and Disasters. But it's a long time ago. It was in 2004 when we were still all very young and hairy. And I also work as a dancer. I like to do drag. Sometimes I appear as the Berlin-based choreographer Antonia Baehr. And sometimes I appear as the ex-husband of Ida Wild, Henry Wild. And Henry is also a composer of new music. Yes. So, Werner, how did you become visible? I first became visible when I decided to dance. I took on a job that was offered by a French choreographer named titty dancer, like titty from tits, breasts. Because as a titty dancing lady, you can't escape becoming the fantasy and projection screen of choreographer and audience. Is it that what you mean? Yes. So she asked me, because I am a cool guy, you know. I'm not trained, but I can be. I'm cool. So she asked me to do the job. And this is how I started my career as a dancer. And then I was making the money from the whole makeup production company for a while. Yes. So, Werner Hirsch, where are you right now? Right now, I am in Venice, in the Giardini, with my friends Pauline Boudry, Renate Lorenz, and Havels, and we are preparing for the opening of the Venice Biennale in the Swiss Pavilion. I will perform there on the 6th of May and the 11th of May. But also I am dancing on screen there all the time, so come see me. Werner Hirsch, I have a tricky question for you related to the subject of this conference. Werner, do we speak the same language? Are you dancing right now? You know, we can't see you. And one more question that intrigues me. Are you non-binary? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I am an old-fashioned drag king. So, I go. I am not non-binary. I am. My pronoun is he. And I still believe in old values like power is all around us. It is inherent. And we have to appropriate it. Was that clear? Did you get that? Okay, you didn't get that. Well, anyway, I'm old-fashioned. So, I'm not. Yes, I'm a flaming creature. Okay, I see. Thank you for your time, Werner Hirsch. Thank you for this interview. Okay, goodbye, see you. Now we would come to the vampyroteuthis infernalis, but I think we will skip this one. So we're probably short on time. Oops, this doesn't say. Yes, then we're short on time. Okay, so the vampyroteuthis infernalis will be a bonbon for later. And now I would like to come to the third part, the last part, where I would like to talk about relations, but not talk about relations. I want to skip the about. So I want to talk relations or relationality. Maybe I want to tell you about a word that is a French word called patois, patoiser. And I grew up in the south of France, and there's a local language that is called Occitan, and that the neighbors would not call the language Occitan because it's not taught in schools anymore, and it's has a bad reputation, let's say. And so they would call it patois. And then I found out that patois actually comes from pause. And patoiser means talking with one's paws. So it would be poise or something like this. And now I will skip the about, and I will come to the front of that. So this is the third part of My Dog is My Piano, and it's a double portrait of my mother, Bettina von Arnim, and her dog, Poppy. They live together in the same house since nearly 17 years. They are look alike, they don't share the same language, and yet they have a separate. And it is called Resonances in Furry Humanese, or in French, Résonance en langue humano-poilue. In Spanish, Resonancias en Humanes Peludo. Toki est couché, je vais coucher Mensch, Mensch, hier, einfach so, mach mal schön assis. Toki, schön assis. Touché. Voilà. Quelle bonne mémoire. Oh, verdammt, kein Muskelpaket, hä? Ja, Toki, bist du süß, ein Ja. Geträgen, ja, und die Schweineöhrchen. Ja, meine Güte, Toki, so zeig mal deine Zähne. Ganz schön gefährlich, ja, nicht? Und die liierten Papaten, die sind sehr einfach, also. C'est bon, fini. Ei, mein Schätzele, ei, bonjour, le Katze. Ei, der gute Kingo, ei, Schnee, ei, der liebe kleine Toki. Ei, t'as bien dormi, hein? Schneemädchen, oh oui, quelle joie. Oh là là, qu'il est beau, qu'il est gentil. Ei, qu'il est beau, qu'il est gentil. Ei, der kleine Schneemädchen. Ei, ja, das ist ein kleiner, guter Schneemädchen. Ein schön Couché machen, Sockerle. Nochmal streicheln, ein Couché runterlassen. Ei, der liebe Toki. Regarde comme il veut me lecker. Oh, qu'il est mignon. Ein Streicheln. Herzstreichen, ja. Ei, Toki. Ob du. Ei, Schneegut, bleib schön laut. Guck. Ma, mal, so, ma, mal,